Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for Wow Me Wednesday. As you can see, I have a guest today. This is Kristi Marsella. Thank you for joining me, Kristi.
Thank you.
Kristi Marsella is a business coach for individuals or teams with her own consulting company called Next Gear Consulting. But she has quite a resume. She was vice president of human resources at Gallo Winery in G3 for 11 years. She has spoken to groups as many as 1,800 people around the world. So I recently heard her speak at a Business Women Symposium and was so impressed with her speaking skills. And not only that, but also the connection I felt with her. She just seemed so approachable and so natural up on stage that I thought that she would be able to share some really valuable tips with you. So first off, we're going to tackle eye contact. I always talk about how it's important to make eye contact with your audience members, but Kristi has a really great tactic that taught me something new. So tell me how you handle eye contact, Kristi.
Yeah, it's especially hard with really large groups. You know, obviously when you're in a smaller group or you're working with your own work group, you're able to really connect personally. But in a large room, it's easy to fall into the trap of sort of scanning the whole audience and looking around the room this way. And unfortunately, it gives an unintended impression that you're not really talking to anybody.
Yeah.
You're sort of up there talking to yourself. So I was taught several years ago by a speaking coach, to allow your eyes to rest on one person for a whole phrase of a sentence. If you rest on them longer than that, it feels like you're calling them out, singling them out. But if you take each phrase and you only move your eyes after you finish the phrase, then you're able to actually make a connection with a person, express a thought, and then move on to somebody else. The impression that you give the general audience is that you really are connecting, kind of like watching an interview on TV, where the interviewee is talking. You feel like you're witnessing a more intimate interaction between two people, and it makes the whole thing feel warmer. So I think that's one of the reasons why people say that they felt like there was warmth in the presentation, because I wasn't scanning, looking this way. I was instead connecting with different people for a whole phrase.
Right.
That's the key.
Right. And also what's notable is at the event where I saw her speak, the tables were spread out all over, and there were some tables that were way off to the side that almost parallel with our stage that seemed a little bit maybe shafted, but you made it a point.
I did.
To look at them.
Yeah, and when I did, I didn't just look over there to acknowledge that they were there, but I would take a sentence and pick a person to talk to and finish that thought with that person. And I wouldn't go back there, as often as I would go everywhere else, but when I did, it really mattered. And I think that the impression that you end up leaving is that not only I know you're there, but I want to make a connection with you.
Yes, and it definitely worked.
Worked
for me.
Good.
So I hope that was helpful for you all. It's definitely the time that you take making the eye contact that is important as well. So stay tuned for next Wednesday with more great tips from Kristi Marsella. See you next time.
Thank you.